It took FIFA's newest rule exactly 84 minutes to fall apart, live, in front of 80,000 people. The idea sounded brilliant. To stop fans being confused by VAR, referees would now explain every big decision out loud, over the stadium speakers, in English, so that everyone watching finally understands what is going on. It lasted exactly one match. Because in the opening game, the referee picked up the microphone, started explaining a red card, and accidentally created the first meme of the entire tournament. This is the rule that was supposed to end confusion, and instead produced 80,000 fans, 22 players, and an entire planet all going. What did he just say? Let's get into it. First, the rule itself, because it is actually one of the headline changes for 2026. For years, VAR has been football's most hated 3 letters. A decision gets reviewed, you sit in silence for 4 minutes, a card appears, and nobody explains anything. FIFA's fix was total transparency. The referee now walks to the middle of the pitch, switches on a microphone wired into the stadium speakers, and announces the decision out loud to the crowd and the television audience. After review, the call is a red card for serious foul play. Clear. Professional. Everyone informed. That was the theory. Now the opening match. Mexico against South Africa at the legendary Estadio Azteca in Mexico City. 80,000 fans packed in. The very first game of the biggest World Cup in history. In the middle, Brazilian referee Wilton Sampaio. A hugely experienced official, 2 previous World Cups, respected all over the game. There is just one tiny detail that becomes very important in about 30 seconds. Wilton Sampaio's first language is Portuguese. And the new rule asks him to make his big announcement to the entire planet in English. 84th minute. South Africa's Themba Zwane catches Mexico's Roberto Alvarado square in the face. Sampaio goes to the monitor, reviews it on VAR, and it is a clear red card. So far, the system is working perfectly. Then he picks up the microphone. And what came out was not quite English. It was not quite Portuguese either. It was somewhere in between, broadcast at the volume of 80,000 people, and not one single person in that stadium understood a word of it. The cameras cut to the South African players. Zwane, the man being sent off, just stares at the referee with the blank expression of a man who has been spoken to in a language that does not exist. The internet did what the internet always does. Within minutes, the clip was everywhere. The bewildered faces became reaction images, and fans crowned it the first meme of the 2026 World Cup. Someone joked that the referee's 11-day Duolingo streak had just ended in real time, live, on the biggest stage in sport. And here is the kicker. That was one of 3 red cards Sampaio handed out in a single game. So the crowd got the full transparency experience 3 separate times and understood it on exactly 0 of them. Now, to be fair to Sampaio, this is not really his fault. He is a brilliant referee who happened to be handed a microphone and told to perform live English commentary in the highest pressure environment on earth. The rule itself is the problem. FIFA wants one global language for announcements, which makes sense, right up until you remember that most of the world's best referees do not speak English as a first language. A rule designed to make football clearer just made it, briefly, completely incomprehensible. Transparency, technically achieved. Understanding, not so much. So the big new transparency rule survived about 84 minutes before turning into a comedy sketch. Will it get smoother as referees adjust? Probably. Is it still the funniest thing to happen so far at this World Cup? Absolutely. So tell me below, is this the rule's fault, or should referees just announce in their own language and let the screens do the translating? And which is actually worse, this or the 4-minute silent VAR check it replaced? And if you think announcing in broken English is the worst new rule this tournament, wait until you see the one where FIFA banned fans from bringing in their own water. I broke down all 10 of the new rules right here. Subscribe for every World Cup 2026 story explained exactly like this. You're welcome.